I got a letter from a concierge member who lost $200,000 in a scheme on the internet and is coming to me for help. $200,000. And I read the case, he sent me the case, and there was not much I could do. The FBI is this guy's only hope. And whether the FBI is going to help him or not, I'm going to try to encourage that, but I can't force them to do it. The FBI, they got big things going on. And this is 200,000 is a big thing for this guy, but it's not terrorism. Anyway, I don't know. I'm a Luddite, as I told you at the top of the program. I don't deal with the internet. Nobody gets my private information. I go into Walgreens and they want a phone number after I give them my credit card. And I go, I'm not giving you my phone number. You're not getting anything from me. Okay? I don't want this stuff out. And they take my money, of course. But nobody gets any of my private information ever. Because there is so much crime on the internet now. Listen to these stats. 2023, the FBI received about 900,000 complaints about crimes on the internet. Losses exceeding $12.5 billion. Okay? California is the worst state. 80,000 complaints, $2 billion in losses. This is all cybercrime. All right? The big thing is phishing schemes. Phishing schemes, PH. I had no idea what that is. What it is a type of internet scam where criminals send you fraudulent emails to try to trick you into revealing sensitive information like your credit card numbers and things like that. Phishing. All right? Now, my question is always simple. How do you stop this? There was a good article yesterday in the Wall Street Journal by Nicole Nguyen. And we want to get her on tonight, and she was totally disrespectful to us, so she'll never appear on this broadcast. And I have to say, the Wall Street Journal in general is disrespectful to our operation. I don't know why, but they are. But we got a better guest. His name is Clayton Cranford, joins us from California. He runs cybersafetycop.com, cybersafetycop.com, which is solutions to this horrendous problem. Okay, I'm 10 years old now, so you know that, Clayton. I don't know anything. Why, how, this is a better question, how do cyber criminals get to people in the first place? How do they do that?
Well, if you are in the digital world, if you have an email address, if you have social media, if you have a text, a number that people can text you, you are available, right? Your information's out there, and for them, it's a numbers game. They'll just blast these, phishing emails or phishing texts to thousands and thousands of people, and they just need a small percentage of those people to take the bait, and that's really what.
Well, give me an example of the bait.
An example of the bait. Well, they send you something that is urgent, right? They want you to panic a little bit, and it could be that your bank account has been frozen because of fraudulent activity. You must log in here to restore it or something like that. So they want you to panic, and they want you to click on that link, and it may take you to a website that looks a lot like your bank account, but maybe it's a website that is spoofing that site, and then you enter your information. Now they have it. So they're really kind of betting on people just emotionally responding to things. And that's maybe the first thing we should say is when you get these things, we need to just stop, take a breath, and carefully read it, because there are some telltale signs that these are phishing emails or text messages.
Okay, here's what I do. I never respond to anything that I don't know. Okay? So my bank does not email me or does not text me, ever. My insurance doesn't, my lawyer doesn't. And when I get something like that, I just delete it immediately. There's no downside to doing what I'm doing, is there?
No, that's the right thing to do, because you're right. These institutions do not ask for your personal information. I mean, that is standard. And if you're not sure, give them a call. Go to
Sure,
their
just
reliable
call a
website and
bank
call them.
or whatever. Ask to speak to the bank manager and whatever. But the fact that you're clicking on the fraudulent website, the criminal website, doesn't that give them some access to you?
Well, it can if it's a link that's executing a application on your computer. I mean, they could install, some spyware on your computer. That's possible, but it's not difficult for them to do this. This is happening, like you said, at epidemic rates, and it's a lot of more elderly people who maybe aren't as
Yeah.
internet savvy that are often the victims of this.
But you had to, for the guy who lost 200,000, he had to send money. I don't know whether he sent it PayPal or what, but he had to send these people money, right?
Yeah, you got to wire them money. You got to
Yeah.
send them money,
Who would do
and
that?
oftentimes, yeah, well, they ask you to do it in ways that are a little weird. Like, hey, buy some gift cards and send me the numbers for the gift cards. So sometimes, even when you're doing it, I've talked to victims. They're like, it just seemed weird to me. You need to listen to that voice when you feel like something's not quite right. You need to hit the brakes and look at it a little bit closely.
When you say listen to a voice, isn't most of this done in print?
Well, yeah, but what I mean is like when I talk to victims, a lot of times they just have a gut feeling that there's something not quite right, and you should listen to that feeling.
Why
And
don't
if you're
they
not
just blow
sure,
it off? I don't understand why people don't, why they engage anyway. It's like when someone calls you on the phone, my line is, I don't do business on the phone. Have a good day. Click. That's it. I'm not doing business on the telephone with somebody I don't know.
that's an amazing policy. Yeah, absolutely. And like on social media, I have a very locked down private social media account that the only people who get it are people I know in real life, like friends and family. And when I get a request from someone I do not know, it's an instant block. And so if people do that, they've removed a lot of
All
the
right, so
potential
you can
problems.
do an instant block, and that's what your outfit, cybersafetycop.com, does, right? Shows you how to protect yourself.
Yeah, and we do a lot of education for families with children because a lot of children are being victimized, in other ways online as well.
Oh, sure. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Evil is all over the place. Final question for you. Um, when you lose 200,000, even if the guy goes to the FBI and reports the crime, because it's cyberspace, it's almost impossible to catch these criminals, correct?
Yeah, a lot of that money's being wired overseas, and once the money leaves the bank, it's kind of impossible often to get it back. If the local law enforcement, their cyber crimes, if they can alert the bank before that money clears, then they can get it back. But once it's gone,
Once
often
it's
it's gone.
gone, it's gone. And the FBI is, I would assume, overwhelmed when you have 900,000 of these reported crimes a year. I mean, that's just incredible. Last word.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking for a lot of people. That's a life savings for
Yeah.
someone, and there may not be any chance of getting it back.
All right. Thank you very much, Clayton. The website again is cybersafetycop, one word.com. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on X. Look for @Bill O'Reilly.